What's good, guys? I'm Will, CEO and host of Your Choice, and these are my 10 essentials. Shout out GQ. I remember always watching these growing up, so it's only right we bring it to YC. My first essential, the most important essential, the Bible. This is the most important book that you can ever read. I would say my relationship with God and knowing my salvation in Christ is the most important aspect of my life, and it guides everything I do. I always grew up in the church, but obviously everyone needs to make that decision for themselves, whether they're gonna follow God or not. And I'd say for me, that came in 7th grade. Anything that you're dealing with in life, you can find it in here. Relationships, financial literacy, maybe you're dealing with mental health, anxiety, depression, things of that nature, or even hard work and discipline. So yeah, Holy Bible, that's my first essential. My second essential, soccer. Obviously, this ball's a little bit dirty. I've been playing soccer since I was 2 years old. That was really my first love. I had the privilege to play at a variety of pretty high levels, whether it be club in high school, and then college, and then the past couple of years I've been playing semi-pro. Definitely a lot of lessons and a lot of transferable skills that I've learned from the sport that have transferred to the success of YC and just school and just whatever I'm doing in life. My favorite player of all time is Lee. I'm a big Arsenal fan, so growing up I would always wear number 14. And interestingly enough, I didn't even get to see him play, but I just always watch YouTube videos, and just when it comes to tricks, pace, just raw power, that was always my game. So playing on the left wing, trying to cut inside. So I'd say that's my favorite player. Next essential, the Apple ecosystem. This is actually what Your Choice runs on. So got my 2 iPhones, MacBook, and AirPods. And starting off with this first iPhone 13 mini, I actually got it when I was 19. And the story behind it, I always use Androids. That's what my parents got me growing up. Being from Ghana, it was just the most common phone. I ended up started talking to my first girl, and I remember everyone said, if you talk to a girl and you got an Android, she's not gonna mess with you. So with my first paycheck, I was working at Chick-fil-A. I went and got this iPhone 13 mini. That was the catalyst for me getting all these other products, whether it be the AirPods, the MacBook, and now having another iPhone. So now this phone is the personal phone, but the story with this one is that this is where all the Your Choice content came from when I initially started out. I would use this phone and I'd ask for another friend if they had an iPhone, and we would just put out the videos. So a lot of people assume that it's 4K, high quality cameras that these videos come out with, but no, it's just this phone, and then if my man's had another phone available, we would use it. Then finally got my brother, got a second phone. So this got demoted to strictly YC, and now this is the personal phone that's used for talking, texting, Instagram, TikTok, Twitter, things of that nature. And for all the edits, happens on this MacBook Air. Another story, I was using a Dell laptop for a very long time, and then right before I started Your Choice, it shut down. And that was the greatest blessing from God, because I'm a very stubborn person. I don't like to pay for anything. So I was gonna try and make all the edits on that computer that was literally on its last leg. Forced me to have to get this MacBook, and all the edits are made on here. And with the AirPods, definitely self-explanatory. Use it for editing, listen to music, listen to other podcasts as well. And yeah, Apple ecosystem, that's literally what Your Choice runs on. So hopefully, Apple, if you're watching this, definitely give us a little sponsor. The next essential, the greatest shoe in the world, Air Force Ones. I've always been a big Nike guy since birth. LeBron, Cristiano Ronaldo, Kevin Durant, all these athletes they had in their commercials, it would always just evoke certain emotions in me where I was like, I want to be a pro athlete too, I want to be great. So they had me sold from the jump. But as it pertains to Air Force Ones, I was always on the performance side, Hyperdunks, Mercurials, Lunar Glides. For all the people who really know sports, they know the models I'm talking about. But then as I got older, tried to improve my drip, no more just basketball shirts and dry fit shirts to school. I started getting into more of the streetwear stuff, and that's where the Air Force Ones come in. Shout out my dogs Sam and Kev. They got me this pair for my birthday. I know they're looking a little bit beat up. Try and keep them as clean as possible, but make sure y'all subscribe. Hopefully I can get a new pair. So I just gave you all my everyday shoe, so I gotta give you all my everyday tee, and that is the Uniqlo Tee. I got one on right now, and as you can see, got a few in my locker, man. Black, white, and then gray, yellow, blue. The list goes on and on when I think about my closet. And for me personally, always liked wearing oversized clothes growing up, but could never find something that didn't make me look just big. And this is the perfect size. It's a boxy fit. Shout out my dogs, Jeff and Ivan, the original members. If you haven't watched the episode, definitely go tune into that. But they're the first ones that I saw wearing it, and ever since then, as someone who likes oversized clothes, I had to tap in as well. And I think as I've gotten a lot older, I've definitely focused on making my style very simplistic. I think of CEOs like Steve Jobs, but they just wear black and white. So I've tried to emulate that a little bit and just keep my focus strictly on business with everything I'm doing. For the people who think I stink, like I said, I got multiple ones. So it ain't the same white one that I'm wearing every day or the same black one I'm wearing every day. So yeah, shout out Uniqlo. If you see this, definitely give us a sponsor because all the members wear your shirts. The best drink in the world, my next essential, Milo. For y'all who are from Ghana or anywhere in West Africa, I believe, you're probably familiar with this drink. I've had it for as long as I can remember since childhood. It's just a powdered chocolate mix, put a little bit of hot water, milk, sugar, that's how I like it, and there you go. And I remember, bruh, when we didn't have even food in the house, this is literally what fed me. We have rice, no rice, we have Milo. Have it with bread and butter, have it with biscuits, or just have it by itself. For the people who actually don't know, think of it like Nesquik, but just an African version, which is much better, all natural. So I remember, I always see this boy, I think I've seen this boy since birth, and I was always like, hey, one day I'm gonna be a pro soccer player, and they're gonna put me on this can too. Yeah, so Milo, definitely a drink that's like raised me since childhood. These two bracelets as my next essentials. These are bracelets that I got probably about 3-4 years ago from my old church, and didn't really think about them too much. They were just left in my closet. Then one day I decided to put them on about a year ago. And ever since then, anytime I step out, they're usually on me. And the first one says Philippians 4:6. Then on the back, it says pray first. And Philippians 4:6 says, don't be anxious about anything, but with prayer and petition, make your requests known to God, and the peace that surpasses all understanding will guard your hearts and your minds. So just a really good reminder that whenever things are going smoothly or when they're not, to just remember what my foundation is in, which is God. And having that light on my list just reminded me, hey, don't look to the things of the world. Don't always look for wisdom from people. Even though God has definitely put people in your life to help you, just look to Him first and everything's going to be smooth. Then the next one says, you are loved, Jesus. Just a simple reminder to know that, hey, the love from the world can be fleeting, but God, His love is unconditional. Despite all the things we've done, He's always there to forgive us all our sins and give us everything that we need to live the best life possible. And yeah, something that is in every single Your Choice episode, I've always had them on. And definitely not a superstitious person, but it always just feels like it's gonna be a better day when I do have them on. The next couple of essentials are everything that I keep in my toiletry bag. So these are the items that give me the look that I have and also just keep me clean, that whether it's a big container like this or a small one like this, it's gonna end up in my bag when I leave the house. So starting off with skincare, CeraVe, Jergens, EOS. Growing up, I was strictly just a bar soap and Jergens guy. That's all I did. Even for my hair, I was putting bar soap in there. But then come pandemic, had a lot of time on my hands, started watching YouTube videos, and I realized, hey, this is not good. There's actually specific items for each part of your body that you need to be using. So CeraVe, I know a lot of brothers have told me I had nice skin. That's been something that's helped promote it, but I think it's a lot of genes, I'm not gonna lie. And then EOS, if you've been on TikTok, you know about this. I think I just saw one clip, they said, combine EOS with this one type of soap, and you're gonna be smelling good. So used it once, and ever since then, it's been a staple. Every time I get out of the shower, I put it on. And then Jergens, this is the OG. Since birth, always been Jergens, so it doesn't hurt to have that as the hand cream. Moving on to my hair, that's also one that's very, very critical to me. I would say, growing up, probably like most African kids, my dad, every time it was time for a haircut, just shaved that joint off. But now, been able to grow it out, style it, and right now, I really like having that sponge look. So these items from Shea Moisture is what helps give it the texture for it to be curly and not nappy. And then, normal pick that we're all familiar with. But here, this one's the kicker. Twisted up comb. A lot of people use that normal dainty brush. I'm telling you, you gotta tap in with this. I saw it on Shark Tank one day, and the benefits of it is that it doesn't take out the moisture like a sponge, and you can wash it. I wash mine probably 2 to 3 times a week. And yeah, it's just good for hygiene, and I guess I can give you a little tutorial. Just do it in small circular motion. You know what I'm saying? Get all the sides. And then afterwards, a lot of times you push your hair down a little bit. So you take the pick, just comb out the sides so it still keeps that round look. I know a lot of y'all, if you haven't seen that one haircut I got, that's when the pick is essential. Because with that box look, we can't be doing that no more. And I'll say the last thing, once again, since birth, Vaseline, whether it's for my lips, or say, sometimes you don't got the Jergens on you, and this is the last option. You look a little bit greasy, but it's better to be greasy than to be dry. So use this for my lips, sometimes my skin if necessary. And yeah, these are the items that carry me throughout the day. If I leave the house, gotta have it on me. Last essential, the 10th essential, is y'all, the members. That's what we call anyone who supports the pod, has been on the pod, or just played a critical role in my life. So definitely appreciative of all of y'all. Everyone who's just told me to keep on going. Everyone who's in some way actually helped out with the production, the ideas, things of that nature. And yeah, hopefully we have a very fruitful future. We're still in the early stages, but the best is yet to come. So just continue to support the pod, and it is your choice. So don't forget, like, share, subscribe, and definitely give your input onto what you want to see. And we'll see you on the next segment.